going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we are back today to unpack Gwenom's kit, especially with her introduction into the game today. But she's also going to be known as the glue for the Hive-Mind team. So if you guys have seen, typically the three members right now, Void Knight, Carnage, and Venom, combined with Super Scroll and some aspect of Rebirth, can ideally go through some nodes and bow. And having Gwenom now is going to give us that opportunity here to test her out even further and get that chance to see, how well this 4-piece can do without Red Goblin, especially given her synergistic kit with the rest of the team. So what is she bringing to the table? First and foremost, guys, she unleashes these devastating attacks that actually clear barriers, so it's going to be able to strip away that right away, and as well being able to apply a crowd controlling aspects in terms of stunning enemies. On top of that, she also has healing, barrier, and spreading the positive effects, so really doing a bit of everything. And then as well, being able to also generate ability energy. So she really is more of that glue on the team, and even a potential 4-piece can likely get the job done here, especially when combined with Super Scroll. I'm definitely excited to see what this is going to be looking like. So first and foremost, guys, we're going to take a look at her kit, see what T4 recommendations, as well what the ISO-8 potential will be for her. And I cannot honestly say enough good things about how great this character was designed, especially with Void Knight. The developers and the art crew did an amazing job with their animations and so forth as well. So definitely super excited to get her unlocked. Hopefully we get some more details on that as well. Savage Web is her basic ability here. So you can see she's going to be doing damage as well as applying bleeds and defense down to primary and adjacent targets. Now what's cool about this ability is when you bring it up high enough at level 5, she starts being able to generate ability energy for herself and all Hive-Mind allies. So we can already see right away the value immediately just from having her doing her normal attacks. She's going to be supporting the team. This ability also flips positives to negatives when you go to level 6. And then as well, if you are to T4 this basic ability can actually clear the barrier on primary and adjacent targets. So we haven't reviewed the special ultimate and passive yet, but right away, this is a huge deal breaker in being able to strip away some extra barrier and protection from the enemies. For that reason, this is a really good basic to T4, just because it's very rare that we see an ability that can actually strip barrier on the basic. Her special ability is called Tongue Twister. So gaining the opposite of the random effects on the primary target. This excludes bleed, and as well attacking primary and adjacent targets for percentage damage. In Raid specifically, she's also going to be spreading positive effects that specifically exclude stealth, taunt, and regen from self to all Hive-Mind. So basically everything but the 3 that we have here to prevent it from being too overpowered. This ability is also the main stun for her, right? So obviously you're going to be using this to stop an enemy in its tracks. Leveling this ability up is also going to be spreading positive effects outside of the 3 that we mentioned, and as well gaining the opposite of the 3 negative effects. So it's going to be spreading and also gaining the buffs for the team as well as spreading. So that's a pretty big notable difference here. Her special also generates ability energy, and as well if you bring this to level 6, it's going to gain the opposite of all effects excluding bleed. And lastly, for the T4, which is another big upgrade here, applying the stun for 2 full turns, and only in raids, all positive effects are actually going to be spread. So this is a big one to ensure that the team actually survives, gets those supportive buffs like defense up, and as well being able to have that stun for 2 turns on an enemy absolutely can shut them down. So right away, the basic and the special immediately need upgrades right here to make sure that her full kit can actually be maximized to the utmost. Her ultimate here is Symbiotic Fury, so clearing all barrier from all targets, attacking all enemies. So this is going to be a pretty sizable offensive option here. She's also inflicting offense down to all enemies, and as well having another stun here on top of this. So the stun's specifically going to apply though to the highest damage enemy, and as well having additional focus per symbiote ally. So this is going to be better as you have more Hive-Mind allies on your team. And guys, icing on the cake, this ability also generates ability energy for herself and all Hive-Mind allies. Offense down for 2 turns, and as well as defense up to herself and all the Spider-Verse allies, which I like the fact that this applies to the broader characters, not just Hive-Mind. For that reason, she's going to have some nice plug and play. I'm also seeing that potential in Dark Dimension too, just because especially with the city section, and she's being a city character as well, you can synergize that with the other Superior 6, Sinister 6 characters and giving them more additional buffs, which is huge. Lastly, guys, similar to what we've seen in the past too, the T4 here, there's going to be an additional barrier as well as to Hive-Mind and Spider-Verse allies for 15%. So obviously having a high red stars on her is going to be a notable difference, and dealing additional increase here in damage. So obviously every little bit helps. for that reason, guys, another T4 must-have. She seems to be the character that's going to really thrive if you have all these upgrades, because it can make a really big notable difference. But for sure, I think this is a really good one for buffing the team. The special is a really good one for obviously applying that stun that can control, right? And then obviously the basic ability, having the opportunity to also strip barrier. Big upgrades here that we should definitely consider, especially if you're bringing this character up for the battle raids and incursions. And guys, lastly, Symbiote Ghost is her passive ability. So on turn, she's going to be healing herself and all symbiote allies for 5%. Again, another big reason why having a big Gwenom with high red stars is going to be a notable difference because of the heal. When this character is above 50%, she gains dodge chance. When she's 50% or lower, she's going to be gaining drain. As we level this ability up, there's going to be additional dodge chance and HP getting impacted here. Additional focus getting added, as well Hive-Mind and Spider-Verse allies also gaining that 60% focus. So she's going to be a key reason how some of the fellow Hive-Mind allies, if you have them at lower stars, are going to get additional focus and being able to land their abilities, right? With the T4 here, when this character or Hive-Mind ally drops below that 50% threshold, she's also going to be granting 2 evasion to that character, giving them a chance to survive and be able to obviously evade those powerful attacks that can wipe the team out. So honestly, doing a bit of everything, guys. Energy, buffs being passed, as well as being able to control the enemies. This character is going to be pretty much what holds the Hive-Mind team together, in my honest opinion. I think Red Goblin's still going to be a great addition to round them out, but Gwenom does appear to be the glue with each and every one of her ability upgrades. I almost have to say that every ability needs to be upgraded for her to function truly. And as well, I like her kit because she can actually be used probably one of the best ones out of the other Hive-Mind members outside of Rayge, just because of her versatility and again that dark dimension value as well. And they rebuffed her so that she's not using alien spores now too, so that's a really big notable comment there in terms of just you now having a little bit of versatility in your inventory and pivoting there. So guys, ISO-8 wise, honestly, because of each and every one of her abilities having some sort of debuff, you want to make sure that her stuns stick. And especially we don't have clarity on how the event's going to get released yet, but having her at lower stars likely until the event obviously comes and we get a higher ranking of stars on her, I think for sure that Skirmisher is going to make the most sense. You want to make sure that there's consistency in the raids, and even outside of raids, the Skirmisher will give her a fighting chance in the PvP settings, especially against higher enemies that have high resistance, HP pools. The Skirmisher ISO-8 is going to allow that opportunity to give her the additional focus that she needs to consistently land her stuns and her debuffs, and as well, when that lands as well, she's also spraying the positives to the rest of her team. So that's what I think for now. You guys let me know anything in comments below, but hopefully you guys get some good red stars on her. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to, just because this was pre-recorded, but again, this is a breakdown of her kit. Each and every upgrade I highly recommend, and the ISO-8 Skirmisher makes the most sense. Thank you for your time as always, you guys. Do appreciate it, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.